What's up everybody, Ghostatnight here. We're going to do a quick video today for Classic WoW era, and we're talking about what user interface add-ons that I am going with. I've had people asking me what I'm doing to set up my user interface, what add-ons I'm running, and why, and so I wanted to make a quick video to show my guildmates, friends, fans, whatever, anyone who needs help with user interface add-ons for Classic era. So let's get right into it. One of the first add-ons that I use is Deadly Boss Mods. This is going to be an add-on that alerts you during boss fights. It'll give you an alert on screen, things like don't stand in the fire, for example. It's very helpful. Most raids are going to require you to run an add-on like this that gives alerts during boss fights. The next add-on is Bartender. This is a great add-on that allows for a lot of customizability with your action bars. You can see that we can just move these freely. You can add more bars. You get bag bar can be moved, micro menu, all that stuff. One of the things I love is you can actually remove the Blizzard art bar, you see, so you can take that out and make a lot more room. That's one of the reasons I really like Bartender. Probably my favorite for action bars. Then we have Attune. It's just a nice add-on that my guildmates recommended that makes tracking your attunement quests just a little bit easier within the game. Of course, you can use something like Wowhead, but it just tells you right here where you're at. Makes it a little easier. Next up, we have Atlas and Atlas Loot. Atlas Loot is actually going to provide maps to every dungeon in the game, so you can see where you're going a little bit better, because there is no in-game dungeon maps provided from the vanilla experience. Now, to go with Atlas, most people get Atlas Loot Enhanced. Atlas Loot is going to show the map behind, but it will also show what the drop tables are for each of the bosses in the dungeons that you're running. So very helpful, so you can within the game see what you're going to be tracking down or where it's going to drop in what dungeon from what boss. Definitely a must-have. We also are going to be using pler nameplates. So this add-on is going to make it so that you can see these nameplates above your NPCs, above your enemy NPCs, things like that. That is something that you're probably going to want to import a profile for, because these are very complicated to set up. There's a ton of customizability, and if you're willing to put in the time to get it exactly how you want, you certainly can, but it is also a very hard thing to set up. So I found a profile from another player who had already set it up and configured it for me and downloaded that or imported it so that I could use their settings. That's what I'd recommend if you're going to want to change your nameplates, and I do recommend that you run a nameplate add-on like later nameplates. Nova World Buffs is the next add-on we're going to talk about. This is going to make it so that you can see when people are going to be dropping the world buffs. You'll be able to see when the cooldown for world buffs is up. Like you can see here, Nefarian has about 4 hours and 29 minutes until it can be dropped again. It's a great way to try to coordinate and catch those world buffs so that you can chrono boon them and save them for later. Nova also has an instance tracker to let you know when you're saved and to what, for how long, all that. I believe you can just look at that in your social tab here under raid info, but now you have a second place to do so. Move Any makes it so that you can move anything, like it says. It also allows me to move my tooltip. So you can see my tooltip is in the top left. I like to have it up there instead of the bottom right. The next one we're going to talk about is Elit RX Maps, which is a really great add-on with lots of options for your map, including transparency, as well as a few other things. You can resize it. It's a really, really fantastic add-on that I like a lot. Elit RX Maps, really great add-on. Provides a much nicer map with a lot of customizability. Then we also run Z-Pearl unit frames, which is how we are seeing these character portraits that are nice and moving, as well as the percentages and totals on these. Definitely my favorite add-on for unit frames, Z-Pearl. We've got LFG Bulletin Board. I honestly don't use this too much, but I guess it's one way to keep an eye on things. Now, Weak Auras. So what Weak Auras does is it allows you to set up all kinds of different on-screen alerts for different specific things. Definitely coordinates with a few other add-ons as well, so it's sometimes required for some add-ons. I haven't personally set this up a whole lot, but it's definitely a really fantastic add-on. Voice Over is going to be reading quests to you. So if you talk to an NPC, you will actually get more than normal dialogue if you talk to them and they have something to say to you. It's really immersive, it's really fun, and overall, it's made my classic experience just way, way better. I've played this game many times through to 60, but I never read all of the quests, and having them read to me in the NPC's voice is just a ton of fun. So I couldn't recommend voiceover more. It's got a few simple settings, but really you just have it installed, set up correctly with the right pack for vanilla or classic, and enjoy those NPCs talking to you. Now we have rare scanner as well. This will show on map where rares can spawn, and then when you're near a rare, it'll put an alert up on screen that will make it so you don't miss them. Really helpful if you're trying to farm a specific rare or just to kill them when you're walking by so you don't miss them. Last add-on we're going to talk about that's on this menu is Questy. So that's just going to be a simple quest tracker add-on. Definitely helpful for making tracking your quests a little bit better than the normal UI. That ties into my Joanna's Guide add-on, which is going to be a really nice guide. But Joanna's Guides stand true and are just fantastic. Still follow them to this day. They're quite fast, and if you install the add-on and run the Joanna Quest Guide, you will be able to level quite quickly to 60. So definitely recommended to new players, Joanna's Quest Guide add-on. And some of the last add-ons here that I wanted to show you guys include Bagnon, which is making my bag into one movable window. There's customizable options there where you can change things like scale, columns, stuff like that, right? So maybe I'll do one. Let's trinket one more. Trinket one more. Not so bad, is it? Another add-on is Scrap. This is going to be auto-selling junk. Very helpful. We run chat copy and paste. This is an add-on that allows me to copy and paste from chat. It'll bring this up. I can select what I want, copy it, paste it. Very useful. I also run extended character stats. Another really great add-on that I definitely recommend if you want to make looking at your stats a little bit better. So you don't have to count your hit up and add it up manually. You can have it here. Again, moving this, that's done with move any. So you can see I can move this window. I can move any of my windows that I open, which is quite nice. But again, guys, the extended stat sheet is called extended character stats. That's the extended stat sheet. Now we also run Gather Mate. Gather Mate is going to show where things spawn that you've already tracked. So you can see I've gathered lots of herbs in Eastern Plagueland, and it is actually showing you where they will spawn again. So you can go and make your route based on where you know herbs will spawn and save some time. We use Global Ignore List. This is very helpful and actually just blocks a lot of the GDKP spam, things like that. It also allows you to extend your ignore list past the maximum limit from the Blizzard ignore list. Yay. I use Recount, which is my damage meter, as well as DPS. It tracks other things also. Energy gained, mana, resers, interrupts, dispels, activity, hot up time, dot up time, that's over healing, healing taken, absorbs, healing done, damage taken, friendly fire, DPS damage done, and so on. I use Threat Classic, very simple threat meter. That's going to make it just so I can track my threat and not pull aggro during the fight. Minimap button, which actually puts all these Minimap buttons onto one clickable menu, which is I found that very helpful with all the add-ons I'm using. And finally, we're using Sexy Map. Sexy Map allows us to customize the minimap a bit more. I chose a pretty minimalistic setup here, but you can do some other pretty good stuff. So, all in all, I'm pretty sure that's all the add-ons I'm using. I might have missed one or two here. If you have any questions about my interface, please sure to leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer. Thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the add-ons I'm using for WoW Classic. I hope this was helpful in setting up your user interface. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'm live every Thursday through Sunday on Kick, and I'd love to see you. Night, everybody.